the thing that I completely forgot that happened was that I have a family member who also played with the Ouija board in the 2000s and went into like spiritual psychosis and like tried to off himself. The limpias, she said that you have like a spirit following you and you have a spirit of a dead relative attached to you. 1992, and they were playing in 1991. My mom was like, what's that about? And then it just started saying over and over and over, give me your baby, give me your baby. My mom was like, what was that?
Genuinely don't have to believe me. I totally understand. I still don't believe it myself. I believe that, like, in my mind, I think that, like, there's no way that could have happened. But, like, I was so, as someone that's not religious, like, I was so, like, in this mind frame of, like...
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Huh? Yes.
Look at it.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly.
My mom played with the Ouija board in 1991, and this is that story. I've told this story before, but here we are again. My mom and my aunt started playing when their husbands were at work, and then they started asking the Ouija board questions, and out of nowhere, the Ouija board started saying, baby boy of 1992, and they were playing in 1991. My mom was like, what's that about? And then it just started saying over and over and over, give me your baby, give me your baby. My mom was like, what was that about? Anyway, she took a pregnancy test like a week later, and then my brother, a baby boy, was born in 1992. My mom played with the Ouija board in 1991, and that's how she found out she was pregnant with my brother, and now weird things happened to me, which is what this comment was about. So here's some more weird stuff that happened to me because of it. Oh, completely forgot to mention that when they try to get rid of the board, every single time they would try to get rid of it, it would show up under my aunt's bed. I don't know. It was not until they gave it a coworker, that the board left their life. One of the weird things that happened to me was in college when I was around 22. I was having like really weird what I thought was anxiety at the time, to the point that I got put on 3,600 milligrams of an anti-anxiety medicine every single day. But it wasn't just that. So it was anxiety plus constantly feeling tired, like feeling a really weird sense of dread, waking up with sleep paralysis in the middle of the night with scratches like the one I showed in that video. And at the time, I thought I was having low-level hallucinations from being sleep deprived because of waking up with the sleep paralysis. So I would see figures like just around me. I don't know how to explain it. Like I would see figures out of the corner of my eye. Like I would sense like somebody was like behind me. It's weird. There's more. Hold on. I forgot to mention this. My shoulders always felt really heavy during this time. There was a lot of noises going on. Okay, I'm trying to get through this fast. During this time, my brother was also going through something else, which I can't share what he was going through, but because of what he was going through, they decided to consult somebody who did limpias, so like a curandera type of situation going on. And then the solution she came up with him for like his cleansing was very like, you guys do it at home, here's the list of things you need to do. So she didn't gain any money off of that. But then they brought me up to preface this next part. Earlier that day that the story takes place, I was in the shower and my ears started ringing and hurting pretty bad. Okay, back to the story. One night, my brother calls me and he's like, hey, does your ear or face hurt? I said, huh? I said, what the fuck? Why do you know that? Yeah, when I was in the shower, it was hurting and I didn't tell anybody that. I just thought about it and then completely forgot about it. And he goes, what the fuck? And I was like, what the fuck? I'm scared. He goes, we talked to the lady who does the limpias. She said that you have like a spirit following you and you have a spirit of a dead relative attached to you. And then she started listing the symptoms without ever talking to me, with very minimal information. She started listing all the symptoms I've been having. So feeling tired, feeling like heavy in the shoulders, the anxiety, seeing figures, all this. She started listing it out, and I hadn't even told my brother all these symptoms. Anyway, she was like, you have to get over here, like, immediately. I don't think you're okay. Anyway, we go over there. She does the limpia. It was a 3-day thing. It was some eggs in there. There was a ring of fire in there that I had to stand in the middle of, and there was a lot of praying and chanting. There was some going on with some plants in there. I don't know. The point is, it fucking worked. After the 3 days, I felt great. I went from being on 3,600 milligrams of an anti-anxiety medication to down to like 800 or something, and I was completely fine. And I know a lot of people don't believe in stuff like that, but that was my experience. And if that's what got me to get better, then that's what got me to get better, because my life was really hard to live at the time. Anyway, I have not talked to my family yet since yesterday, so I'll ask them for their stories if you guys want to hear more, because my brother and I talked about this one time, and there's like a lot of weird stuff that happened to him too. My mom played with the Ouija board in 1991, and that's how she found out she was pregnant with my brother. This is the series there. But a thing that I completely forgot that happened was that I have a family member who also played with the Ouija board in the 2000s and went into like spiritual psychosis and like tried to off himself. It was diagnosed as schizophrenia, but how much I believe that, I don't know. So let me know if you guys also want that story, because it's not related to my mom and her experience. Mom played with the Ouija board in 1992, and now my life is strange. I'm blocking all the Bible Thumper Jesus freaks because I already said that we prayed. Anyway, I'm going to open this up for a Q&A. You guys ask your questions. It's the morning. I probably won't be able to answer until like my breaks. I'm thinking about making this account one where you guys can submit your paranormal stories and then I share it to the world. So let me know if you guys think that's a good idea, if you already have this.
It's a dangerous game when you start playing with your Ouija board and you don't know what you're doing. Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny and welcome back to another episode of Spooky Stories. So this young lady basically said that her mother was playing with the Ouija board before she was even born, and that the children that her mother ended up having was predicted by the Ouija board. And not only that, but the Ouija board was requesting for her to give up her son. Let's get into it. And she also mentioned, and I've been saying this for a very long time, that she will block any Bible thumper, any very hardcore Christian who's telling her that she should pray for the situation that they're going through right now, because I've been said this for a long time, that prayer doesn't always work for every situation. And yes, prayers are powerful. Yes, prayers are also affirmations, and prayers can work in certain situations, but not all situations. Because if prayers actually did work in all situations, I know so many people who have been praying since I've known them as a child, and now they're grown people, and some have even passed away, and the prayer.
My mom played with the Ouija board in 1991, and that's how she found out she was pregnant with my brother, that's the video this comment was left on. There's been a lot of weird stuff that has happened to me since then. I mean, it's also because I was born after that, but hold on. I've had sleep paralysis for like years, and not just like normal sleep paralysis. It'll be sleep paralysis where like as I'm stuck there, I'm hearing like demonic voices, and then I'll wake up and there's just like scratches on my body. Which, the one on my face, I don't know what could have been in my bed that cut it up that bad. One on my back, what the fuck would I have been doing in my sleep to scratch myself back there? I don't know. My parents had to get a tree removed from my childhood home because in the middle of the night, it sounded like people were digging up the tree. So they had to get it completely removed from the roots, because every single night it would wake them up with that going on. And every night, it would sound like people were throwing rocks at my window, and you could hear the window crack, and the window was fine. There's times where my mom would check up on me in the middle of the night and just see like the shadow, the figure of an old lady just like chilling on the couch. One of the houses I lived in during college, there were so many noises going on in the house, and like random shit would show up in places it shouldn't be, to the point where I thought there was a squatter living in the house. And let me know if you guys want to hear more. This is the ones I can think of off the top of my head. My mom played with the Ouija board in 1991, and that's how she found out she was pregnant with my brother. This is the series. Basically, this lady was declared dead for a few minutes, and this is that story. Okay, well, I was gonna finish telling that story, but listen to what the rest of the clips sound like. This is weird that I'm trying to tell this story and this is what's going on. So I'm just gonna have to tell you guys tomorrow when I'm in a better state. I'm scared. One day she dropped me off at school. She walked me to school. She came back home. She said she saw me. Again, it was just like really. So again, are the two related? Who's to say? Okay, my mom played with the Ouija board in 1991. That's how she found out she was pregnant with my brother. This is the series. The actual Ouija board story is, if you follow this comment a few videos back, you'll see the story itself. But anyway, after that happened, now a bunch of weird stuff happens to me, so this is one of those stories. I tried to record this yesterday. This is what this comment was in response to, and then like the audio was just being really fucking weird. I just decided that one's just gonna have to wait some time because I didn't think the two were connected. Now it's seeming like the two were connected. I'm just gonna give it some time. So instead, I'm gonna give you the story about the tree that we had to have removed from our house because paranormal things were going on with it. There was this tree that was by our kitchen window, and every night you could hear people digging up the tree really fucking loud. Like, it sounded so realistic, like if there was somebody out there. The first time it happened, my mom, my dad, my uncle all went out there thinking somebody was like trying to dig something up from the tree, and like literally went out there about to like fight somebody, and there was nobody there. was so loud that they were completely convinced that there was somebody digging up this tree. They come around the corner, there's literally nothing there. This went on for so long until they were like, we can't fucking live like this anymore. We're hearing people walk around and dig up this tree every night. It's waking us up every night. So they had to get this tree removed. And it was a really hard tree to remove. Like, I know it's not, I don't know how landscaping works, which I know trees are strong. I don't fucking know. I just know they found like the heaviest duty fucking chains. They're not professionals. Attached it to somebody's like truck and try to drive off with it. They were like doing so much. They were trying to dig. They tried so hard to get this fucking tree out, and it was so hard, and it took several days, but they finally got it out. Anyway, they get the tree out, the noise suddenly stops. It was weird. This did not stop, however. My mom's still seeing this like figure of this old lady walking around their house at night. And also during this time, I developed like a really weird fear of the dark. Like something was going, I don't recall what was going on, why I thought this, but something weird was going on in my room. That every single night in the middle of the night I would wake up and run to my parents' bed and like sleep between them. And yeah, that's why I don't have any younger siblings. Will I work up the courage to tell that flatlining story? Maybe, hopefully. I'm a little scared to tell it right now, so let's see how this one goes, and if anything weird happens to me, and if it doesn't, then you guys will hear that flatline story.
Time on why I will never play with the Ouija board ever again or do anything like that. What made me think about this story is right now I'm in Orlando for a family reunion. Growing up as a kid, I used to come visit my grandpa, my grandma, and my cousins in Orlando every summer. So one summer I had to be like 14 maybe, but I was like probably like in middle school. We were really bored, me and my cousins, and so we're like, okay, let's go get a Ouija board. We used to watch a lot of movies, like a lot of scary movies, so we're like, let's go get a Ouija board. So we go to Target, we go get a Ouija board. Red flag number one, the box had my name on it. It was as like an example, so I'm like, a little scary, but whatever. We decided to get the Ouija board and we play with it, and I will never forget this. Like, it was like saying it was my grandpa's dad, and then it would switch and then say it was my cousin whose dad passed away, talking to her, and she would ask it very specific questions, and it would answer the questions, and like I didn't know her dad, so like I didn't know the answers to these questions, and so it would literally move and it would give us the answers. Now what was really scary about this is that I will never forget this. We passed the hospital yesterday, but we were playing and it said, watch out for Mima. Now, Mima was our grandmother. She's always been pretty sick. She was a diabetic, so she would get sick very often in and out of the hospital. But it specifically said, watch out for Mima. And so we wind up like closing the Ouija board, not playing it, throwing it out, getting rid of it. And it always stuck in my head that it said, watch out for Mima. Well, one day, while I was still in Florida, while we weren't home, she had a seizure. She was rushed to the hospital, and I will never forget this. Like, she was like on a ventilator and everything, and she had a seizure while we weren't home. So in my back of my head, I'm like, dang, that thing just said, watch out for Mima. Shortly after, she wound up actually passing away. So yeah, that's like my little horror story on why I would never play with the Ouija board. My thought is, if we were there, if we were home with her, things could be a little bit different in how things played out. But yeah, I will never be touching a Ouija board. Any movies that really talk about Ouija boards, I don't really watch them. I'm like a little scarred, and my kids moving in the future, and I do have kids, will never touch a Ouija board. Yeah, no. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
I am going to tell you that I am not a religious person, but I know that there is something far beyond human life, that the afterlife is a thing, that there is spirits, because when I was 17 years old, I was very into Wicca. I was obsessed with witchcraft. I haven't done anything similar since then. My friend and I went to a Five Below this one day after we were getting off the bus in, I think it was high school, and we went home. We played in my backyard, and it worked. We contacted something. I can't remember what was said, what was the situation, whatever the case. And I wanted to be 100% sure. Like, I wanted to be 100% sure. So I don't advise doing this, but I did this personally. I went into my basement with the same Ouija board that we bought from Five and Below. And I put 4 little mini candles around the board, and I, said my little thing of like, I'm protected from like negative energies, negative spirits, whatever the case may be. I just want to say this with the preface that like I haven't done anything like spiritual like probably since that time. But I was in that basement and I used the Ouija board by myself, and it fucking worked. Like, it genuinely fucking worked. I contacted something. And you don't have to believe me. You genuinely don't have to believe me. I totally understand. I still don't believe it myself. I believe that, like, in my mind, I think that, like, there's no way that could have happened. But, like, I was so, as someone that's not religious, like, I was so, like, in this mind frame of, like, what if there is actually nothing after we die? Like, what if there's nothing? What if there's no one? What if there's, like, no external forces? But then I used the Ouija board by myself in this basement, and it spoke to me. I sat there and I said, like, if there is anyone here, like, in this present moment, like, please make your presence known. Like, just let me know. Like, say yes or no. It would have been funny if they said no. like that would have been so fucking funny. But, I did it by myself because I was so curious to know. Because I would know if I was pushing this planche, which is the piece that you use on a Ouija board. I would have known if I was the one pushing the planche. Another like eerie thing about the planche on a Ouija board is that like little looking glass circle that they have on it. I never ever fucking use that. I will never ever fucking use that. I am very curious. Maybe at some point in my life I will, but I will say personally that I know 1000% because the first time I ever used a Ouija board, I used it with a friend. But like I have known for a very long time that like I have some sort of like spiritual like insight or attraction. I just know that spirits are attracted to me and my energy and my spirit. And like you might think I'm crazy for saying that, but I'm saying every single time that I have ever used a Ouija board with friends or by myself, we have contacted something. And I only used a Ouija board by myself to like clarify that what I was thinking or what I was feeling was true. But like, I'm so serious. So from what I can remember, when I used it by myself two times. It was 2 times in the basement of this old house that I was living in. It was built probably in the 1950s, and I didn't ask it anything crazy. I asked simple questions, almost like I was using one of those balls that you shake. Those like little 8 balls that like tell your fortune. Like I kind of treated it like that because I didn't want it to be a thing where I'm like, are you dead? How did you die? Who are you? Like I didn't care about that shit. Like I think whatever I contacted was just like entertaining me, and I was entertaining it, and it was genuinely the craziest experience I had ever had in my life. When I tell you that there is someone beyond human life, I am so serious. I genuinely fucking believe that. Like, and I forgot about it for a long time. Like, I forgot about it. But this is just my own personal reminder that there is something or someone out there. There is life beyond life. And, it's just, I don't know. I can't explain it any further to you. I've always had this like intellectually, I've always had this like spiritual side of me that I feel like is like a lot more than like most people experience. And I like knew from the moment I touched a Ouija board that like I was like, we're gonna contact something. Like I know that we are. And as I said, you don't have to believe me, but I used it by myself to clarify that this was a true thing, because like I think even before I was like partially skeptical, but this was the craziest thing I ever experienced in my life. I remember asking it questions about my life, if I'd like find my true love and like all the shit, which in reality, if this is like just some random spirit that I contacted, like they don't genuinely know these things. But the piece on the board, the Ouija board by itself, was moving. It was moving by itself. Like I literally get chills like fucking thinking about it. I didn't make it do that. Like I didn't make it respond to me. All these stupid questions I have. Like I try to make it lighthearted. I didn't want to make it like a whole thing. I just want you to know that like all of that shit is real. It's real. It is genuinely real. And I don't recommend that you use a Ouija board by yourself. I am so tempted, as someone who is very lonely, to use a Ouija board by myself again. But if you are depressed or you are mentally in a very bad place, I want to tell you that you should not use a Ouija board. You definitely should not, because these spirits, these entities that you're going to say I'm crazy for even acknowledging them, they will take advantage of that. They will take advantage of that, and that it's a very scary thing. So you have to be very secure. You have to be very ready. Not saying that everything that you would speak to or communicate with on a Ouija board would be a bad thing. It's definitely, from what I can tell, a lot better if you do it with a group of people, because like the energy isn't just solely your own energy that this spirit is like acting upon. But I will also say that when I communicated with something using the Ouija board by myself alone, that I was very, very, very fucking depressed. This was like a while after I had made it an attempt, or like before, I think, before I had made an attempt. And it doesn't directly correlate. It's just like it's better to be in like a good mind space. And I just want to give you a little precaution. But I'm at a point in my life I honestly want to use a Ouija board again. But I will say to you that I can't remember the very last time I ever used a Ouija board, but I know I did it at my old family home. It was just my dad and I. And we moved out, and I helped him move out. I'm in my own apartment right now, but I'm going to move in with him again. He lives in a different house. He like bought a house before that house. This is the house before that one. That the last time I ever used the Ouija board in that house, I can't remember the exact time. I don't think it was just me by myself, but I know that after that, I helped my dad clear out that entire goddamn house. And we never saw that Ouija board again. Ever. Like, ever saw that Ouija board again. I literally did not see it absolutely anywhere. We emptied the entire goddamn house, and I never, ever saw it again. So, I don't know what that means for me, but I feel okay. I mean, it's been years. I haven't used a Ouija board in like 6-7 years, maybe. Yeah, but that's my honest truth. But I really want to get into using it again, and I'm like low-key tempted to like do it alone. I might do it with a friend. I honestly might do it with a friend that I did it with the first time I ever did it with, if she was like down. But I'm just so fucking curious. Like, curiosity killed the cat. Like, I love getting in contact. Like, it's just the coolest fucking thing ever to me. It can be scary. I've had some scary experiences. If you want me to like tell you about the scary experiences that I had when I was doing it with other people, like I can tell you, but this shit is real. I'm just making this video to tell you that this shit is real. It is absolutely fucking real, and you need to be very careful. Never, ever, ever lift your hand off of the planche when you're doing it. This is just me being maybe superstitious, but I'm so serious. If you ever think about doing it, never ever lift your hand off the planche unless you move it to the goodbye. Start with the G.
Hey guys, I'm Jenny, and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried, and I know that they work. So this book not only teach you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It show you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell. So if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money, and I even have some easy powerful spell to win game of chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to senders. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copy. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, content every day for you guys. So enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel, okay? Love you guys. Mwah.